Hey, I want to take a few minutes today to talk about something that's been a very big topic of discussion in the live chats recently, and that is the, for lack of a better term, the Ken and Karen situation in St. Louis recently with the protesters. This is where the man and woman came out onto their lawn with an AR and a pistol and interacted with protesters. I'm going to say interacted with because we don't know who threatened who or who said what really. It's all hearsay right now. And like I say, since no one got hurt, I'm not sure why we even care that much. I don't understand why it's been made such a big deal. Well, first off, I want to say, I'm not here to condemn them. I'm also not here to condone their actions, because I can't really do that either. But I also can't condemn them. I'm not here to defend them as people, and I'm not here to defile their actions or demonize what they did. I just want to point out, there are some mistakes made in what they did that I wouldn't do. Now, I want to preface this with saying, I 100% support the right of people to defend their property. They don't have to cower in their house and wait for police or anything like that, because when you need police, when seconds count, they are often a half hour to an hour away. So I don't support any of that. They should always just stay in your house. Now, is this a situation where they should have stayed in their house? Probably. But I don't know what interaction went on between them. Someone said that there's some talk about one of the protesters threatened their dog. I'd have gone outside with a gun if they threatened my dog, if my dog was outside. But like I say, it's all hearsay, don't know anything about it. Just if you look at the situation, protesters came in, were marching down the sidewalk in the street in front of their house. Now, I know this is a gated community, so they're like, oh my God, it's private property. And that's true. But, I've lived in gated communities, used to have money. Here's the thing. You don't own the sidewalk or the street in front of your house, even in a gated community. There are municipal laws about all that stuff, from way back in the colonial times even, so that people can't say, we don't want a gas lamp in front of our house. They're like, well, too bad. You don't control the street or the area right next to the street and sidewalk. There's just tons of laws on that. Believe me, I've had to sue my neighborhood association a few times over that in the past, and won every time because county has right of way over any of the passageways, any of the streets, etc. by law, even if it's a private gated community. It can be private property, but if it's got a fire hydrant, any of that stuff, these laws kick in. And I'm sure that's the case here. But regardless of all that, who cares? Like I said, no one was hurt. The worst thing that seems to be a hurt was a gate, which we don't know if it was damaged on their way in, their way out, or even later, because the only evidence we have that it was damaged is a picture of the gate taken the day after by the attorney of Ken and Karen. Hardly proof that the protesters did it, but it's also not unlikely that they did it. Most likely exiting, I would say, because if you look at the videos during the protest and during the march, you can actually see people coming in and out through the gate while someone holds it open and it ain't destroyed. And in the police report, it says they entered through an open security gate. Didn't say destroyed security gate. I think they would have mentioned that in the police report. But like I said, none of that really matters to me because no one got hurt. And a lot of people are saying, oh, they're racists at the very... I'm like, where are you getting that they're fucking racists? A lot of people in the crowd were white, for one. And I don't know about you, but when I see a crowd of people, I see a crowd of people. I don't really see, I don't go, well, there's a Mexican and two black guys. I don't do that. I just say, crowd, be careful. They themselves say they are big supporters of Black Lives Matter. They say that they are very pro-Black Lives Matter. They said that they actually had no problem with the vast majority of those protesters, that there were only 2 or 3 that gave them problems, and that they were white. So I don't know where the racism cries are coming from. I just think that when there's a nuanced topic and there's lots of gray area, like you have a right to defend your property, but should you make good decisions, blah, blah, blah. When there's actually something that people have to think through, it's just easier to scream racist and let it be about that. But like I said, I'm not here to condemn them or condone them. I think they acted out of fear, which I'm not a big fan of. Like I said, I think fear culture is killing the gun community and harming our society as a whole, because we have the media telling all of us that everyone is either a communist or a fascist. That's the white supremacists and the Antifas, and that's everybody. You're one or the other, it seems like nowadays. And that's just not the case. 99% of the people are neither of those things. So I don't understand all the fear, and I think these people were victims of that fear. The more you have to lose, the more fearful you are of losing it. And they have a lot to lose. They're very successful people. So do I think they were legitimately fearful? Do I think maybe he was legitimately defending his dog? All of that is possible. Like I said, we live in a fucking fear culture, and I think that needs to stop. But like I said, that no one was hurt, so who cares, really? Now, if we look at it from a tactical standpoint, I don't see how any gun channel can support what they did, or I don't even think just a decision. Going out in that situation wasn't a very good decision, period. I don't know how any gun channel could support that. It was a bad decision made while under the influence of fear. Even they have said that themselves. They were afraid. So I don't see how anyone can support it on that, but I don't see why they can condemn them either. Also, I don't see how they could support it anyway from a tactical standpoint. I mean, there were hundreds of people out there. They run out with firearms, and the wife has got her finger on the trigger the whole time, waving the gun around. I think literally she was more a danger to him, the husband, and I assume that's husband and wife, and it could be reversed for all I know. I'm not assuming any genders here. They're both fairly androgynous looking, actually. So one of them's got longer hair, so I'm assuming that's the wife. But she was more of a danger to him than they were to the crowd, I think. So I wasn't really worried about the crowd. And here's also, let's look at it from a tactical standpoint. 2-story stone house. If you're worried about someone coming on your lawn or damaging your property, park yourself in that upper window facing the street with your AR to where you're not a target. Because the way they did it, if they came out, if there was an armed person in that crowd who went, oh no, they're a threat to us now, pop, pop, they're no longer a threat. They would be down before they even knew where shots were coming from. And if they would put themselves in a situation as even if someone shot at them and missed, they'd have to be firing wildly into a crowd of people. That's not a situation you want to put yourself in because they wouldn't know where it was coming from. So not the best decision in the world, but like I say, I don't support the whole notion that everyone has to stay in their house and wait for police. You can defend your property. If you make a bad decision, you make a bad decision. You accept the consequences of it. In this case, there are no bad consequences because no one got hurt. So they've accepted the consequences. I also don't think what they did was tactically sound. So like I said, not going to demonize them, not going to condone them, not going to say they're racist. I think that's unfair. But one thing I am going to say, there is one tragedy I saw in that video. One action of this couple that I think makes them deserve every bit of ridicule they get. They deserve to be pariahs. They deserve to not be able to show their face in civilized society. And I'll tell you what it is here. This is something I think most of the gun channels are missing, and most of the media networks are missing. And this is the thing that really pissed me off. If you look at the video, I watched it at first. I watched the video, looked at the pictures, and they weren't the best pictures and stuff at first. And I was like, oh, he's got an AR. I'm not the biggest fan of ARs, but, good property defense weapon. And she had what I thought was a PPK. At first, I was like, well, it looks like it might be a PPK. Nice, classy weapon for a lady. Good choice. But as more pictures started coming out and they were clearer pictures, I started looking at it and I was like, that's not a PPK. That dust cover isn't right. That gun just don't look right overall. Turns out it's not a PPK. We were discussing it in the live chat last night and we decided it is a Jimmy Knees 380. A Jimmy Knees 380. I'll say that twice just so you actually let that sink in. Yeah, that's right. These people of means, that have money, have access to good firearms, could buy what they want. They buy a Jimmy Knees 380, that pot metal piece of crap. Now, I think that she was at probably at most a threat to herself. She pulled the trigger, that thing would have probably blown up in her face. I once sold a Jimmy Knees once, and I told the person I sold it to that I have never fired this gun. And they're like, well, how do I know you've never fired it? I'm like, the barrel hasn't exploded. That's how you know I've never fired it. So that's what I found to be disgusting. These people of means, definitely they have means. They live in a mansion, and I'm not degrading them for that. Kudos to them. I wish I was rich enough to live in a mansion. I wish I'd have been better with my money, made better decisions in my life. Well, not really. I'm happy now, so I guess I don't need to be rich to be happy. So if I needed to be rich, I'd be out here trying to scare you into buying products and stuff, and I'm not. But that was the real tragedy I saw in the video. It wasn't racism. It wasn't violence, because I didn't see any violence. It was the fact that, like I said, these people of means, who I bet they have taste, I bet they drive a Mercedes or a BMW, and yet what gun does he give his wife? A Jimmy Knees 380. Now, this might be on her, might be on him. This might be what he gave her. Like, here's what you're worth. $60 at a swap meet, but I just don't find that acceptable. And people, and don't send me emails saying, oh, you're not pronouncing Jimmy knees right. They send me these emails. Oh, here's how you pronounce it. Now break it down for me. Like him in is, him in is. And that's how I'm pronouncing it. Him in is, him in is, Jimmy knees. That's what I'm saying. I don't know what you're hearing, but that's how I'm pronouncing it. So, like I said, in the end, are these horrible people? I don't think so. Do they have really bad taste in guns? Or at least in guns that they had on their person at the time? Yeah, definitely. And to me, that is the unforgivable thing in that video.